Hello, 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 hello. Hello, Instagram. You came up first. Hello, Facebook. How are you guys? Happy Monday. I hope you all had a absolutely phenomenal weekend. I am so excited to tell you what I did this weekend. I had an amazing weekend. I got to meet a woman who is someone I admire, who is someone that I just think is incredibly amazing. So I'm going to tell you all about that. I guess you're like, who is this woman? Who is this woman? This is who I got to meet this weekend. I got to meet Mrs. Obama. Like, I actually literally got to meet her, actually got to speak to her. I just felt like they actually let me speak to her for probably a little bit longer than they should have. I was speaking to her for probably a good 5 minutes. And I don't have a picture yet. They're very, very strict about security and what they would let us take in and all of that. So literally you could just walk in as yourself. So no selfie, which I was so disappointed about. But I got to meet her. And my observation about meeting Mrs. Obama was this. She was, like, I'd imagined that she'd be lovely and she'd be nice and all of that. She was amazing. Like, I'm not someone who's easily starstruck. I'm not someone, I've met famous people before. But she truly, what really, really struck me about her was she was so present. And what I mean by that was it felt like when she was speaking to you, you were the only person in the room and you were the only person that mattered. And she was genuinely interested in who you were and what you were doing in the world and what you had to say. And so yes, and she looked, it's Michelle Obama. She was on point. She was wearing this gorgeous navy jumpsuit. Her hair was just like, like it was just beautiful. And my husband, actually, who was with me, said afterwards, he was like, oh, wow, she's actually even more beautiful in person. And I think part of that is really just her energy, this aura that she radiates. But that's my love fest about meeting Michelle Obama. Absolutely fantastic. Once they send me the picture that I took with Michelle, the official photographer took, I will be sure to share that with you. But what I wanted to do was to share with you some of the wisdom that she shared as part of her speech. So she was giving a speech as part of her book tour for this book, Becoming Michelle Obama. And what I wanted to really reflect on is the title and what she said about why she called it Becoming. And I wanted you to take that with you into this week and think about it in the context of your own life based on what Michelle said about the title of the book. And what Michelle said was that, first, when you're a kid, right? How many of us have done this where you meet a kid and you ask them, oh, when you grow up, what do you want to be when you grow up? And it's like we expect that, you will become this one thing. And once you become that one thing, that is it for the rest of your life. And what Michelle's reflection was, and why she titled her book Becoming, is that we are always continually on an evolution of becoming. And that what you become is really a personal choice. You get to pick in any moment of your life, who you want to be, who you want to become. And she's incredibly funny. And she talked about how for her, the minute she stops trying to be better, do better, to become more, is the moment really life ends. That is the purpose of life, is for you to continually be striving to become more fully yourself, to step more fully into who you are and what you were put on this earth to be. And so that's what I want you to take into this week as you go about the week and as you think about your own life, is who are you becoming? And this doesn't necessarily have to be tied to, your job or, titles or achievement. Just as a person, who do you want to be? Who are you becoming? And just to reflect on that. Something else that she shared, which I thought was really a very powerful thing, was she talked about how for so many of us, we limit ourselves. We limit who we are and who we become because of other people, because of our fear. And she talked about how fear is a wave. That all it is, it's a wave, it's a feeling that you have to ride the fear, that you have to overcome fear. For you to become fully who you are, you have to step into the fear, you have to step beyond the fear, and you just have to be committed to becoming whoever it is that you were put on this earth to be. So I would challenge you and I'd say, who are you becoming this week? Who do you want to be? And what are the steps that you need to take this week to become fully who you were put on this earth to be? I hope you have an amazing week. I hope you have a fantastic start to the week, today being Monday. And I'd really like you to think about that question of who are you becoming? I wish you all an amazing week. Have a fantastic day. Much love.